She's awesome. She's your headliner. She's coming out in a minute. Are you ready for it? Colasanti, come to the stage. Let's hear it.
Hey guys, how are we? Whoa, yeah, there are so many people here. I didn't think anyone was gonna come, and I thought it was just gonna be like every party I've ever thrown. And then we started selling tickets, and then I was afraid it would be like Fire Festival, so I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it's so good to be home. It's so good to be home. Like he said, I live in Chicago now. You know, and it's always good to see friends and family and come home, but when you live in a big city, you have to come home every once in a while just to remember how fun bowling is. Yeah, I went to Northville High School. Yeah. Home of the Mustangs, right? Yeah, the Mustangs are actually a pretty good mascot comparatively, because there's some stupid ones out there, you know? My roommate, her high school mascot, they were the Chemics. But like it kind of makes sense. She's from Midland. That's where Dow Chemical is, right? And so, you know, everyone who lives there grows up to work in chemistry. So, you know, they named their mascot after the way people in that town made money. But that system doesn't work all the time, because then we'd just be the Northville Trust Funds. I was worried that he would be mad I was insulting you guys, but I guess that's cool. Yeah, I was the homecoming queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Which used to be like a really cool thing to say, you know, in high school to brag about. But apparently it's not that cool to tell people now. Yeah, especially like on a first date or whatever. It used to be cool because it was hard to top, right? Like that was the coolest thing anyone could do. Now it's pretty easy to top. I'll be like, hey, I was the homecoming queen, and they'll be like, hey, I have money in my bank account. People always say I'm stuck in high school, and I'm like, just because I wear my varsity jacket out doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I live in Chicago. I live in this apartment that's like way too nice for me. Like, we have a crushed ice machine in the fridge. Like, that is, whoosh, they say money can't buy happiness. But, yeah, I mean, like, when I was growing up, if I wanted crushed ice, I would have my sister chew ice and then bird feed it to me. Yeah, you can kind of tell that, like, I'm the broke roommate. Because, you know, they'll ask me questions like, hey, do you think we should hire a maid? And I'll ask them questions like, why'd you throw out that apple? It was only half rotten. Yeah, groceries are expensive. I'm starting to realize that I have to buy them now. Yeah, my food budget is like getting up to my booze budget. It's kind of sweet. And like pistachios? We bought those? What a heist! Are you kidding me? And I don't mind like paying a couple extra dollars for something if I know that like the workers are paid fairly and things like that, but that is not the case with pistachios. I mean, I've been unshelling those things for years and I haven't seen a dime, so... Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care if I'm poor, right? Because us poor girls, we have a real sense of self-worth. You know? Like, I know a fair price to take me home for the night. No, don't worry, I'm not that broke. I'm not that broke, okay? We just, yeah, unless you want to talk after after the show. I'm not that broke. Like I can afford an apartment, right? I just can't afford the Uber to get me there. You know, I can afford to donate to charity, but only plasma. And I can afford to like eat Chipotle every night. I just can't afford the toilet paper to sustain that. But I figure I could just like invent something, and that would be a good way to make money. But it's really hard because everything we need has already been invented. Like AirPods, that was a reach. People are starting to invent stupid stuff. Do you guys know what those are? Yeah, they're just headphones that are easier to lose. You know? What they are, they're like Bluetooth headphones without the wire, so you can like make phone calls on them. But I think I have a better invention than that. It's AirPods that don't work. Stay with me, okay? You give them to crazy people. Because one day, they'll be walking around, talking to themselves, looking crazy. Pop those suckers in, they look like a goddamn CEO on a business call. I really do think that Thomas Edison had it the worst, though, because not only did he have to invent the light bulb, he had to invent it in the dark. A lot of people forget. He also invented the gramophone. That's his lesser-known invention. If you don't know what that is, it's like an old-time boombox, right? And I actually think that is a better invention because even if you don't have a light bulb, you can always light up the room with a fire on your mixtape. I went to school, to college in Vermont, which is a real state, by the way. I guess I have to say that now. I told some guy that last week and he asked me if it was in Minnesota. I had to explain to him, like, states can't be inside of other states. Except for Washington, D.C., they made that one really difficult. Like, not only is it inside of another state, there's a whole nother state called Washington. So it's like, oh, you're from Washington? Washington, D.C. It's like that bitch friend we all have. What's up, Kristen? Actually, it's Kirsten. They have something there we don't have around here. They got vegetarians. You heard? They don't eat meat because, they don't want to be cruel to animals. I take the opposite approach. I think it's cruel to not eat meat. Like, it's cruel to be a vegetarian, you know? Like, do you know how high the cow unemployment rate is because of vegetarians? How would you like to go home to your cow wife and your cow kids and be like, well, I lost my job today. I was replaced by a guy named Tofu. Yeah, it's screwed up. He doesn't even have spots. And when I tried to tip him, he just jiggled. And then there's vegetarians that'll be like, oh yeah, I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish. What? Is there some sort of fish genocide going on that I'm unaware of? Like, people have some serious anti-salmonism issues that need to be addressed. And then there's vegetarians who are like, oh yeah, I'm a vegetarian, but I'll have an egg. That is like the cruelest thing. You don't even know if the mom chicken was pro-choice. What about those vegetarians who do yoga? I've been doing Bikram yoga lately. Has anyone been into that? Yeah, that back corner. All right, right? I'm finding my class here. That's yeah, if you don't know what Bikram yoga is, a lot of people know it by different names, like hot yoga, or sweaty yoga, or slow and painful death. Like, I swear they do whatever they can to make that room feel more like hell, you know? Like, they turn up the heat to 100 degrees. You're going going in there and you're already sweating. I wouldn't even call it sweating. It's more like every part of your body is crying. Yeah. And then it's like every person that you're ever like, wow, I hope I never see them naked, is in that room naked. And you lay your mat down until like your left. You got the guy who's like fat is hanging over his Speedo. He's like somehow manages to breathe and sweat on you at the same time. Then his ball sack starts hanging out when you do the eat your own butt pose. Is that what that one's called? I don't know. I don't go all the time. And then to your other, to the other side of you, you have the girl who's like brushing her dreadlocks with her toes, right? I mean, she's so skinny, she puts starving children to shame. You've probably seen her on one of those commercials. For 10 cents a day, you can send this woman to yoga class. Yeah, but she did. The last hippie girl I was in the class with, she had like this really cute sports bra on. So I went up and I asked her where she got it. Turns out it was her armpit hair just wrapped around her body. Yeah. I went to school for philosophy. I was a philosophy major, and a lot of people were like, what are you going to do with that degree? I always thought that was a weird question. I'll probably just like hang it on my wall or something. Or maybe I'll like keep it in a box for 20 years, take it out to show my kids when they ask me why we're poor. When I was in college, I had a lot of unpaid internships. Does anyone have to have those? No? Yeah. Yeah, the easiest unpaid internship I've ever had by far was unemployment. That's what. One time I was an unpaid intern on a farm. Yeah, which is like a super nice job title for slave. I had to get a job as a waitress to pay for the gas to get to my unpaid internship. And I had never waitressed before, so I didn't know what to put on my resume. And I had a whole section called Relevant Geology Research. And I remember, because if they were going to ask me, why is this relevant? I was going to be like, because this job rocks. It's really... Yeah, they hired me. It was a Mexican place, but I shouldn't have taken the job. I should have known better, There were a lot of red flags, For one, they hired me, so that's... And they didn't hire me normally. He looked at me and he said, come back on Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Like it was a threat. He was like, come back same time, same place, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I should have been scared, but in my head I was like, man, he really sees something in me. I found out what Taco Tuesday is. Taco Tuesday is when you can get tacos for $1. Cheapest diarrhea in town. They also had really cheap drink specials, so I also got to clean up everyone's throw up. Super. Yeah, and the people who worked there were a whole nother story, right? Like, they were the type of kids I was not allowed to hang out with growing up. Did anyone have those? The type of kids that your parents would not allow you to hang out with? If you didn't have those, you were that kid. I was the only sober one at work every day. And I remember once we had this meeting where our manager was going to yell at us, and we all had to come in at 8 a.m., and she came up to me after and was like, holy shit, I'm so wasted. Yeah, it was bananas. And then there was, right when they hired me, the dishwasher got arrested. So he was gone. They hired another one that would quit every night, like dramatically. So then, I ended up having to stay late and do the dishes because everyone else had probation curfew. Or at least that's what they told me. And I had to get out of there. I mean, I remember that I was a college student from a stable home, and I remember being like, I should probably try meth. So, no, I did quit though. Because at that point I was doing everyone's dishes. I was only eating tacos, and I was working for no pay on a farm. It was only a matter of time before I got deported. But that's real now. Like, people are really getting deported. Families are being torn apart, building the wall. It's really sad. It's really sad. But something that helps me sleep at night is karma. Because I know that everyone who wants the wall built and wants all the Mexicans to go back to Mexico, they're gonna get a heavy dose of karma. Like, spring's coming up, White House lawn's gonna look like shit. It's crazy times we're living in. Everyone's super anti-gun, but very pro-axe throwing. Weird. They're trying to make abortion illegal, so we're gonna have to start eating Tide Pods again. Is anyone here from Nebraska? Nebraska? No. Are you from Nebraska? Oh, well, you fooled me by the shirt. No, but I don't know if you know this. Nebraska got a new state slogan. Their new state slogan is Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone. Which is bullshit, because they totally stole my Tinder bio. It's hard to meet people now, and it's hard for me because I'm 22, so I'm getting to the age where all my friends are getting married. Actually, I shouldn't say all my friends, just the pregnant ones. But I am getting older. I can feel it in certain situations. Like mainly when I go out drinking, I can really feel it. Because I used to be crazy in college. I used to be crazy. I used to wake up in all these crazy situations after a night of drinking. This one time I woke up in this dude's house who was homeless. I had to look around for my wallet and my dignity, and I couldn't find either. Now I'll still get drunk and wake up in crazy situations, but it'll be different. Now I'll wake up and be like, holy shit, I slept with my socks on! And I used to make really, decisions I would regret. One night stands, crying in public, throwing up on my friends. Run-of-the-mill stuff. Now I'll still make regrettable decisions, but now it's I'll get wasted and order a super long book on my Kindle. Who has time to read that? This is a true story, actually. Once I went out, and I woke up the next morning, and I looked at my phone, and I had this text message from a number I didn't know. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I met someone. Like you do. I opened it, and it said, thank you for subscribing to Goodreads. So I'm clearly turning into my mother, And they say that slowly over time that happens. Slowly over time you turn into your mother. But that's not true, because that shit happens overnight. I woke up this morning and all that was in my purse was a Kleenex, a bottle of lotion, and a granola bar. So either I'm turning into my mother Or I'm trying to jack off to the Quaker Oats man. My mom's funny. She will do like anything to get me and my sister to hang out more. Yeah. That's my sister. Yeah, like she won't buy me a concert ticket, but if I go with my sister, she'll buy us both one. Like, my mom doesn't condone drugs, but if I did crack with my sister, she'd probably buy it for us. And like, my mom loves my dad, but if I killed him with my sister, she'd probably make a home video out of it. Yeah, I just actually went on vacation with my sister. We went to Mexico. Yeah, she was there. Oh yeah. And this story, she can vouch for this story. And yeah, my sister was like feeling itchy, right? And then, you know, she had like all these bug bites started appearing. And they were like oozing in the sun, and they were really all over, but mainly they were just like, you know, and she was complaining about it the whole time, like the whole trip, and they were all over her thighs and like on her butt, and I was like, I don't know what you're complaining about, at least you're getting your ass eaten. She knows. Yeah. No, I love going on vacation. I love going tropical places because it's really the only time where you like ask yourself like, how much weight can I gain and still wear a bikini? You know? I like don't like to limit myself either when I'm on vacation, when I'm like eating, because I'm like, this is not vacation or whatever. Especially when I'm going to the beach. Because I'm not a strong swimmer, so a little bloating really helps me out there. A lot of people like to get massages on vacation. I never got that, you know. Massages on paper, like in theory, are a really good idea, but in reality, you're just like paying a stranger to rub lotion on you. Like, I know a bunch of sickos that'll do that for free. We went snorkeling, which is really fun, but it's actually kind of weird because you're like snorkeling and you're swimming all over, you know, this coral and these fish, and like that's their home, right? Like that's where they live, and you know, we just go in their home and we're like, oh, that one's pretty, like that one's ugly, and you know, how would you like it if someone came into your house and was trying to touch you, comparing you to your roommate? And then just pissed everywhere and swam away. I went for a wedding, and yeah, she was there again. And I think that weddings are obviously important. Like your wedding day has got to be a very important thing. But I think, bless you, but I think the level of importance of a wedding day, like, depends on who's at the wedding, you know? Like, the night before, I was talking to the bride, bless you, and she was, I was talking to the bride the night before, and she was like, oh my God, I'm getting married tomorrow. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting drunk tomorrow. I don't think I'll ever get married, though. Same reason I won't get a tattoo, commitment issues. But I actually, bless you, are you okay, Grandma? Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get a tattoo. I actually, though, think a tattoo is less of a commitment, like less of a risk than getting married. Because like a tattoo, you know, if you're getting one of a word, you get to pick the word. But you're never going to be able to pick the words that come out of his mouth. And a tattoo only hurts for a couple hours, not as long as you both shall live. And like, you can design your tattoo to like look nice and look however you want it. And I get that you can pick a good-looking husband, but a tattoo, you don't have to watch it get, you know, old, fat, and bald and still pretend to love it. I think I have a skewed view to love. It's probably because I watch The Bachelor too much. Yeah. Does anyone watch that show? Oh, yeah. Yeah. This season, The Bachelor was a virgin. Which, I don't know why you brag about that, but so basically the show was about one virgin trying to date 30 women. So like, I'm super confused as to why they called it The Bachelor and not The Mormon. Yeah, and all the guys on that show too are such mama's boys. Like I dated a guy like that once, and he was such a mama's boy, I had to break up with him. But I still love him, you know, because he's my son. Yeah, is anyone going to any music festivals this summer? Woo, rowdy crowd! That's okay. I don't like, she is birthday girl. I don't go to those. I don't like them either. I went to Electric Forest last year. You know, I don't know. It's like a music festival, and they do a lot of like new wave electronic music. But whenever they played it, I just was concerned their equipment was broken. And you know, like, call me old-fashioned, but I'm not gonna pay to watch some guy on stage play Tetris on his computer. But everyone was like, no, Julia, you gotta wait for the bass to drop. Wait for the bass to drop. I was just looking around. I didn't want it to fall on me or anything. And it was so expensive, too. It cost me like $300, and that didn't even include any of the drugs. Earth Day's coming up. Does anyone know when Earth Day is? Oh, wow, it's April 22nd. But that's okay, I always forget too. Like last year, I was out in my backyard burning old tires. So I was like, hey, don't do that, it's Earth Day. I was like, you're right, I'll do it tomorrow. I like holidays. I think Halloween is actually my favorite holiday. Yeah, we got some Halloweeners in the house, all right. Yeah, it's actually a super weird holiday when you think about it, though. You know, your parents dress you up, they tell you a scary story, and say, go out and bug the neighbors. It's like a Jehovah's Witness training day or something. But I like it because I like to see everyone's costumes, and I think it's really fun. I saw my favorite this year. It was this little girl came up to me. She's like, guess what I am? Guess what I am? And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, and so, you know, she started to tear up, but we were in public, so she didn't want to cry, and finally hit me. She's an adult. Nailed that costume. Yeah, it is a weird holiday, though, because your whole life, your parents tell you, you know, don't talk to strangers, don't take candy from strangers. Then Halloween, they tell you to ask strangers for candy. And it's like encouraged if they're dressed like a serial killer. There's a lot of serial killer shows out now. Is anyone into those? Yeah, that back corner, man. I got a lot going on. I like to watch them, but I think it's really cool that all the serial killers have to have like an alias, right? They have to have like a fake name and a fake job. I always thought that a comedian would be a really good alias for a serial killer, because you could be like, man, I killed last night. I murdered the crowd, you know? By the time I was done with them, they had all peed their pants. Yeah, that would definitely be my alias. Now, is that a really weird joke or a really good way to get something off my chest? Yeah, I don't know. I'm single. I don't really know why, though. People think Yeah. Yep. I'm single. Take it in. All right. They're like, how? It's easy. No, I don't really know why I'm single. People tell me it's because I lack empathy, but I don't know why the fuck they feel that way. I did get out of a relationship recently. I had this boy. He had a stutter. That's not why I broke up with him, though. You know. I actually really liked his stutter. I think it helped our connection. I mean, first date, I was already finishing his sentences. No, I actually broke up with him because he used to ask to borrow my scarves all the time. And I always thought that was weird, so I asked him about it, and he was like, oh, don't worry, I'm just metrosexual. And I was like, oh my god, you have a fetish for underground transportation. So I broke up with him because once your boyfriend's in the subways, you're automatically a fat joke. I found out what it actually means, though. Metrosexual actually means you're totally gay except you like girls. So once I found that out, I tried to get back together with him, but he was already with another guy. Yeah, I've been having some trouble with guys lately. I was with this one guy, and things were getting pretty serious, so I figured I'd move in with him, and my parents really didn't like that because we weren't married and he was homeless. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am single. That's for later. What's the deal with everyone, and lashes these days? All the girls are in these long lashes. Anyone got some long lashes in the house? Yeah, I guess not. That's an old joke. I had, are guys now hey man, are you a boob guy or a butt guy? You got me all wrong, I am a lash guy. Look at those lashes, they thick. I bet she never gets dust in her eye. My one friend, we were all going out, and my one friend shows up with these huge eyelashes, and my other friend went up to her, and she's like, holy smokes, those are some fake lashes. She was all in her face, and I was like, oh my god, don't be rude. They're prosthetics. And then later that night, I was talking to the girl with the lashes, and to be fair, her lashes, they were really long, and she was telling me something really important, but I couldn't hear her, and I was like, come closer, I can't hear you. And so she came closer, and then I was like, I still can't hear you, come closer. And she was whispering right in my ear, and she told me, I wasn't even paying attention, I was just happy that she was cleaning my ears out. Oh yeah, no, I'm single, so like I've mentioned, I'm just looking for a boyfriend. That's why I'm here. This is a dating show. Yeah, and I like being single because what they don't tell you is the only difference between being single and having a boyfriend is when you have a boyfriend, you have a boyfriend. But when you're single, you can have 5. Yeah, it's good to be broke and single, though, because, I don't have to pay for drinks all night, you know? I just go up to guys, and I'm like, hey, are you gonna drink the rest of that? Yeah, it's crazy what we wear out now to bars, us ladies, you know? It's pretty crazy. Do you remember when it was cool to cut up graphic tees and wear them out? Now we're wearing the scraps. I actually don't know what's more impressive, what we wear or what we don't wear. We're not wearing coats, we're not wearing bras. And don't get me wrong, I don't like bras either, but what's the look we're going for? Cold? And like, I'm all for free the nipple, but if you're gonna free the nipple, at least warn people when you're turning corners, because they'll poke you right in the eye. People think I love dancing, I'm just like dodgy nipples all night long. Yeah, it's always fun going out with a group of girls, but it's always like a little weirdly competitive, right? Like everyone's playing this game, who can show the most skin, right? As someone who wears exclusively turtlenecks, I've already lost that game. You know? I play a different game. It's called Raise Your Neckline, Lower Your Standards. Everyone's trying to get laid. I'm literally just trying to wear this better than your grandma did. Oh yeah, it's great. And the worst part is, you know, like, we take so long getting ready. Like, we take so long and to impress you guys. And and you don't even notice, like, if our shoes match our eyelashes. You don't even notice, because you can't even see. By midnight, you've had so many nipples poking you in the eye. You're basically blind. I have this one friend, she like dresses to the nines every time we go out. And she always brags to me, she's like, Julia, I got free drinks all night long. And I'm like, girlfriend, that outfit was so expensive, you lost money on those roofies. Alright, you guys